Hi everyone, my name's Alex. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I like to make videos about life, talking about different types of things, talking about my experiences and my thoughts, and just overall kind of on a journey of self-discovery. And with that, I wanted to make a video on the 10 things I've learned in my early 20s. In a few days, I'm turning 26, so I feel like I've learned a lot throughout my time as a young adult, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Things that I've written down are going to be a lot more vague, but obviously they're based on the experiences that I've had in my early 20s. I feel like I've aged 10 fucking years, to be honest, because of the amount of fucking bullshit I've been through. Because I want to make a space where we can self-reflect and think about ourselves in more of a bird's eye view perspective. I wanted to look back on the things that I've been through and the things that I've learned. So I have them all written down here, and I would love to go through that with you guys today. So let's get started, shall we? So here are 10 lessons that I learned from my early 20s. So first of all, there is a quote that I live by and that I started to live by in the last few years, which is, "All I know is that I know nothing," by Socrates. This quote has helped me tremendously because it helps me detach from my ego and my sense of urgency in knowing everything. And not only just for me, for myself, but also in other people. It has given me a sense of ease when it comes to not knowing anything. I used to beat myself up over it. If I didn't know anything, if I wasn't smart enough, if I didn't know anything, I would beat myself up over it. But at the end of the day, we don't really know the truth or the essence of anything. And so this constant pursuing of knowing is in fact fruitless because none of us know anything. I don't know anything either. And the more you dive into asking yourself why is it that you believe the things that you do, you don't really know necessarily. There is no ultimate truth that is the ultimate truth. It's all based off of our own perception, our own experiences. And so this quote has helped me in realizing that I don't need to know anything. There is no such thing as knowing anything fully and truly. This is the basis of my entire 20s, this particular quote. All I know is that I know nothing. And with that quote, it has also helped me in being open to other ideas that I might have not otherwise considered or that I might not even agree with. It has helped me to put aside my ego and to be open with the idea that I might be wrong. It helped me to be open with other people's experiences and their ideas and be open to see where they're actually coming from. Number 2. On the same vein as the first one, no one really knows what they're doing. No matter the age, no matter what you're doing in your life, no one knows what they're doing. Even if they pretend that they know, they don't really actually know. They're purely just going off of instinct and what they want to do. So if anybody's coming in here pretending like they know something for real, for sure, that's just their perception that they know, not that they actually really do know. I know tons of people in their late 50s that don't have their shit figured out, that lose their partners, that lose their husbands, that lose their wives, people that haven't been in relationships, that don't have kids, that don't have everything figured out, even though you might think they do. Even though everybody likes to pretend that they have things figured out, they don't really. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everyone is living life for the first time. Even if they think they know or they pretend like they know, they don't really. And that has helped me in going easy on myself for not having things figured out. because no one has things figured out, and everyone is trying their best. Number 3, time continues whether you stress about it or not. Ever since I was 18, I've constantly been stressed about the idea of death and dying. And especially with my dad passing away recently, this constant fear of death pokes at me in every which way, in every direction. Alex, you need to figure your shit out before you die. Alex, you need to have kids by this amount of time. Alex, you need to be happy by this amount of time. By worrying about time passing, you look at it with such anxiety that you just don't do anything. And regardless if you worry about it or not, time still continues on. Time still goes. And by stressing about it, it just does you a disservice because you could not stress about it. Time still continues. So it's just an extra anxiety and extra energy on trying to control the passage of time when in reality we can't. Things happen like that. You cannot control the passage of time. Even though we try to, even though we worry about it, you cannot control the passage of time. So stop fucking stressing about it. There is no need to stress about it. Number 4, which is a big one for me, no one will be holding your hand on your deathbed. There are exceptions to that. Obviously, family, the people that we love. But this thing, no one will be holding your hand on your deathbed. What this means is, for a long time in my early 20s, I put so much stress and emphasis on what other people think of me. So much so that I would put myself down if I wasn't following in the footsteps of other people. So much so that I would worry and I would constantly think about what other people think of me. And when my dad died, I realized no one's really going to be there for you. Why do we put so much worry and emphasis on what other people think, our colleagues, our friends, when at the end of the day, when you die, they're not gonna be there. They'll think about you for 1 or 2 days and then poof, gone. They're thinking about other things. So why put so much emphasis? No one will be holding your hand on your deathbed. Why worry about what other people think? And it's tough, it's really difficult to get out of that mindset. So difficult. But once that clicked for me, that's when I finally had the courage to do everything and anything I ever wanted to. Which isn't really much, to be honest. But it's something. And it was crazy just how much I held myself back from doing things. Because I was scared of what people think of me. Who fucking cares? Literally, who fucking cares? Number 5, everything that is meant for you will feel easy. And I know that this is counterintuitive because whenever there's something that you want to do, you want to work hard at it, you force yourself, you go through things, you try to figure it out. In my life, I've noticed that when things feel easy, that's when you're meant to do it. And that's when you will do a better job at it. My biggest example of this is school and YouTube. In school, I studied communications and I got my bachelor's degree in communications. And afterwards, I tried to go into the job force, but it felt almost like it wasn't coming from me, but more so from the expectations of other people. And it felt difficult, like physically painful. But I kept forcing myself because I thought that's what I should do. But in fact, it was my body telling me that this wasn't for me. And then when I started working at the library, everything just started making sense. Everything. Going to work felt easy. Moving forward in this career felt easy. Everything felt so easy. There was no bodily stress everything just kind of came together. And whether you believe in the universe having your back or not, or the universe knowing what's best for you, a lot of the times, if you just follow what feels easy for you, that's when things will come into place, not when you force yourself. And the same thing with YouTube. I've wanted to do YouTube videos ever since I was 12 years old. I was a wee little girl and I wanted to make fucking YouTube videos. But it felt so strenuous, so stressful to my body. I was so scared. So scared. It would feel like as though like my body was telling me no, like no. But now that I finally started making videos, or I had the courage to, it feels easy. It feels like I'm meant to do this. It feels like, this was the right timing for you, Alex. And yeah, it takes a lot of work. But the work feels easy. And that's when you know that it's right for you. Not when you have to force yourself or force your body to do anything. And that is for anything. Not just jobs, not just careers, not just hobbies, but relationships as well. Number 6, no one will truly understand you because no one is you. For a long time, and part of me still, wants to feel seen by people in a very profound spiritual way. But what I noticed is that it is practically impossible for anybody to truly see you 100%. And you know why? Because no one's you. No one has the same functioning as you. No one has the same background as you. No one has the same personality as you. No one has the same experience as you. No one has the same spirit or soul as you. So no one will truly understand you more than you understand yourself. So whatever anyone else is telling you, or whatever anybody else is telling you that they see you or they understand you, they only understand you through their own perspective or their own perception of you. Only you understand yourself wholly and fully. Number 6, gratitude will fix your negative patterns. This one is very obvious. Everybody talks about gratitude. Everyone talks about being grateful and constantly working at being grateful. Even my mom, for the last few years, that's what she would tell me. She would tell me, you need to jot down the things that you're grateful for. It's in the secret, it's in this. It is the key component of getting rid of your negative thought patterns. But this only clicked to me very recently. I noticed if I started thinking about the things that I was grateful for, life felt easier. When my dad passed away, it was the worst day of my life. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to be. I didn't know how to react. Because prior to that, for the last few years before he passed, I was miserable. I was depressed. But when he died, I had no choice but to be grateful for the time I had spent with him. Because part of me knew that if I wasn't, I would fall into the deepest depression, to the point where I couldn't do anything, where I couldn't be there for my family. And that gratitude, being grateful of having spent time with him, being grateful to have known him, has made my grief easier, more bearable. And I noticed that that's the key to everything. No matter the shitty things that happen to you, you can always find a way to be grateful. It is much more joyful to be grateful than to act like a victim. Because at least when you're grateful, you have control over yourself. And you have joy, in a way, in a fucked up way. Number 8, everyone is operating based on their own perceptions. It has helped me have a different perspective, because everybody has their own perspectives in life. And that's a little bit kind of intertwined with the one about no one understanding you. Everyone has their own perceptions. Everyone has their own values based off of how they grew up or the ideas that they've curated in their mind. Everybody has their own perceptions. And oftentimes, all the time, people look at you through their own perceptions. It's the same as yourself. You look at people through your own perception. You filter people based off of how you perceive them. But that's not entirely them. Just like for them, you're also based off of their own perceptions of you. So this is just another one to help with being your own individual person and having courage to stand up for yourself, but also to know that everyone's operating based off of their own perceptions, even you. So what you might perceive of somebody may not be the reality of who they are, and the way they perceive you is not the reality of who you are. Number 9, everyone wants to be seen. Be that person for them. And I know what you're thinking. Alex, I want to be seen. I want to be understood. I want to be this. I get it, okay? We have to remove the I component and do something that you have control over. Act as a person that is understanding towards other people. You'd be surprised how other people would react. And I know what you might be thinking. Why do I have to do it? Why am I the only one that has to try to be that person for them, but nobody wants to be there for me? A lot of the times, people are afraid. People have trust issues. People are afraid to open up. But it is necessary in order to build intimate relationships, vulnerable relationships. That is the essence of human life. And if you do not see that around you, if you have a hard time with people not giving that to you, even though you want it, you have to be the person to put that in the universe. And it will come back. It will. Because whatever you put out in the universe will come back to you. So if you are not seen or understood the way you want to be, you need to be that person for other people. Because only then will something change. Otherwise, things will stay the same. Number 10, cherish your family. I've been blessed with the most amazing blood relatives. I'm so aware of how lucky I am, even though I have the smallest family imaginable. Literally, my family is my mom, my mom's mom, my mom's dad, my aunt, and my cousin, and me. We're 6. Only 6 people. That's my entire family. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And through my experience with losing my dad, I've learned just how important it is to cherish your family. And maybe for you, it's not your blood relatives. Maybe it's a chosen family. But this still applies. Cherish them so much. Do everything you can for them. If you're lucky enough to have those people in your life, cherish them. Tell them how grateful you are for them. Tell them how much you love them. I'm grateful to have come to this realization early enough in my life where I'm able to cherish my family. And for me, that is the number one thing. Number one thing. Because I can never even begin to explain just how lucky I am in that aspect. And I've learned to cherish them, love them, be there for them. So, I wanted to end a video with something that I want to work on for the later half of my 20s, which is to stop being so fucking hard on myself, because oh my god, do I beat myself up to death for literally everything that I do. It is a nightmare. And to any person who knows me, they know this about me, just how hard I beat myself up over shit. It's insane. So I want to get better at not doing that, at not suffering so much, not beating myself up so much, but simply just be a human being. Now that I'm going to start my late 20s, I'm feeling a lot more confident, I would say, in myself. And I give less of a shit about what other people have to say. I want to end off this video by saying thank you to anybody who's been here, who's been supportive, who's likes my videos or relates, or I hope this has been helpful to any of y'all. If you guys like me, you know what to do. And to anybody who is trying their best to be the best at who they are, who's on this constant journey of self-reflection, figuring themselves out, welcome to my channel, and I hope that this video has been somewhat helpful. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.